Greetings to everyone. So, welcome again to our video lecture series in financial management in agri-based enterprise. So, in this video lecture, our discussion will be focused on business and marketing planning. My name is Michael Victor Gonzalez, and I will be your instructor in this subject. Okay, so let's begin our discussion. First, in our topic is the marketing plan. So when we are creating a marketing plan for an agri-based enterprise, as part of financial management, involves a what we call strategic approach to promote products and or services, reach target customers, and also to maximize the most important, the profitability. So the following slides are some of the structured outline for such a plan. First, uh, market analysis. There are three um, key points. First is your industry overview. So you need to understand that the agricultural sector. So you need to understand how your commodity is being valued, as what we are discussed in our previous lesson, the trends, its market size, and also the growth projection. And aside from that, you need to have a competitor analysis. You need to identify your key competitors. So you need to have a overview on what they are doing, how they sell their products, how they put a pricing, and their offerings, their promos, on how they were able to capture their customer since you're sharing a similar market. And with that, you need to understand the market share and the marketing strategies. And then you need to define your target market. You need to identify your demographics in terms of their profiling of your potential clients. And then the psychographics. So, how do they behave? How do they think? How do they perceive products? And since we talk about behaviors, so you need to observe how their um, purchasing motivation to purchase your certain product. Okay. Next is your SWOT analysis. So the meaning of this is strength, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and threats. So you need to have an analysis of this area. You need to identify the unique selling points of your product, the quality, the technology that you are using, the resources, and there are a lot uh, more to consider as part of your strength. And then needs areas that needing improvements, resource limitation that belongs to your weakness. So in order for you to manage it, you need to be able to utilize or look for alternative. And then opportunities are your emerging markets, the trends, or the gaps in the industry where you can fill in, that you can capture the market. So these are the opportunities. And then the threats are your competition. Some of it will be market changes, or there will be a regulatory issues that might affect the overall operation. So you need to have this clear perspective in your SWOT analysis. Next is our marketing objective. So in our marketing objective, we need to consider this what we call SMART marketing objectives. You need to have a specific, measurable, at the same time actionable, relevant, and time bound. So these are your objective. So as part of your specific goals, you need to, for example, is to increase your market share, or if you want to launch a new product, for example, or to expand to the new market. So this specificity, you need to specify in details in the information that is sufficient to pinpoint what you really want to achieve. So in the objective sufficiently detailed, to measure the real world problems or opportunities. And then you need to have a measurable target where how much do you want to earn in revenue, or how many people do you really want to your customer acquisition, how many of them are you your target to accommodate, and your brand awareness metrics. So this can be, can you quantify or qualitative attributes be applied to create a metric? So, and also actionable, which you can uh, be able to improve the performance in your operation. And if the objective doesn't change the behavior in staff to help them improve the performance, there is a little point in it, because you cannot be able to implement what you plan. So you need to have a actionable objective, and at the same time relevant. So the relevance of your objective, can the information be applied to the specific problem faced by the market, because you are doing business for the market. You are bridging the gap. So is your objective must have something that have value or impact to your target market. And it should also have a realistic timeline or time bound. So you have short term and long term. So can the objectives be set difference in time periods, target to review against? So these are your marketing objectives. Okay. Next is your marketing strategies. So in marketing strategies, we have four components that we need to consider. Number one is your product strategy. So you need to define your product. What do you offer? And then the quality standards. So since we are dealing with agricultural products, we are dealing with food. So you need to have a standard that are being mandated by our Philippine government. So DTI, so you need to cooperate with them in BA, Department of Agriculture, so that you can be able to maintain those desired quality standards, and also in packaging. So our government agencies are also in mandated to assist those who are in venturing to agricultural marketing. So they have an assistance so that you can be able to improve your approach. And then your pricing strategy. So you need to determine the pricing model based on cost, how much do you spend for a certain product, your competition, and perceived value. So that's how you look, how will you value your product. Okay, so you need to identify how much do you really spend in making those products. So that is your price base, and then you can look for your competitors. How much do they sell? Is it competitive? So your costing is enough to cater that you can have an ROI, return of investment, when you sell the product, and how much can you sell at a maximum price where you can have a maximum profit. That is part of your pricing strategy. And also you need also to consider your market penetration strategy in terms of also by doing pricing. So you want to lower down your price in order for you to be able to capture a certain target market. And then your promotion strategy. So you need to choose your marketing channels. So nowadays we can use social media like Facebook. It's a very good marketing platform. And also your advertising, your sales promotion. You can join uh, other venues so that you can be able to promote your product. And also distribution strategy. So you need to decide on the distribution channels. So are you planning to direct sales to your customer, or are you looking for those who are doing retails or online platform? So you have a lot of options nowadays. So these are part of your marketing strategies where, bottom line, is to have a maximum profit and to lessen your cost. And then part of it in our marketing plan is your budget allocation. Okay? So we do have three consideration. First is the marketing budget, cost analysis, and return on investment. So we are making a marketing budget to allocate our funds for each marketing initiatives that can really promote your product. And by doing a marketing budget, you are also determining how much we will spend. That's where your cost analysis will kick in, that you can be able to estimate for how much will your advertising, especially if you will promote your product in Facebook ads, there will be a cost. But at the same time, you will be able to capture or to disseminate your information to a large number of people. So that's part of your promotion. And if you are not really in the technical aspect of marketing and you consider to have a marketing staff who have a credibility or skills in doing this, you may consider hiring your marketing staff. If that is, in your judgment, could increase or add value to you. So it's under your judgment. And then your return on investment, where you will be able to forecast the expected return against what you've spent. Because at the end of the day, why you are doing this is for you to have a uh, return on investment. You're not doing this for charity. You're doing this for your business. Then implementation. So you need to, after you create your marketing plan, you need to implement, because if you cannot be able to implement what you've planned, it's useless. So action plan, these are things that we need to consider: your resource allocation and monitoring and control. So these three are under your implementation. So after you have this marketing plan, how are you going to implement? So you need to outline your specific task. You need to have detailed outline of how will you implement those plan. And also, who are the people under your team that are responsible to implement those things, and timelines for execution. You need to set a timeline. And then in your resource allocation, allocate human resources. If you have people under your organization, your tools, who will be the one to handle these tools, the technology needed for implementation. So these are the things that you need to consider. And then monitoring and control. You need to establish metrics to measure the progress and make adjustments as needed. So that's part of your monitoring and control. So these are the things that you need to consider as you are now implementing your plan. And then under the evaluation and review, as part of your marketing plan, well, you need to assess if it's working. You need to have a what we call performance metrics, as well as feedback mechanism and review and adaptation. So the performance metrics, this is the measure where is it successful, your the operation that you implemented in your marketing efforts against the predetermined KPI or key performance indicators. So if it's really effective, then you just have to continue, because it will give you a good revenue. Okay, but you need to get a feedback, or that's why we need to have a feedback mechanism in order for us to have a um, uh, we need to determine and to understand if our operations are somehow doing well. That's why we need to get customer feedback by doing a survey, and with that you can be able to analyze your market response. And by based on your analysis, you can be able to adjust your approach, or is it advisable to continue because it's working. Okay? And then you need also to adjust the strategies based on the results to improve effectiveness under your review and adaptation. So here, class, we have an example strategies. Like for example, for your digital marketing, you can utilize the social media. Our Facebook is somehow very effective nowadays. Our search engine optimization, your content marketing for wider reach, as well as your partnerships. You can also collaborate with local businesses, distributors, or influencers that can help you to promote your product. Or you can also have a sustainability focus, which highlights eco-friendly practices, where people nowadays are appealing to the environmentally conscious consumers. Or you will have a customer relationship management by implementing loyal programs. So there are other strategies, like for example, you have a market voucher where every time that your customer is purchasing, you can be able to list down the time or date that he purchased. And after the customer purchased that desired number, you may give them freebie. So that is something that you have a loyalty program and personalized customer interaction so that you can develop that relationship with your customer and develop that loyalty towards them. You need to remember, class, that the marketing plan should align with your financial goals of the agri-based enterprise. So that's according to what you have discussed with your colleagues, focusing on revenue generation, cost management, and sustainable growth. So these are the things that you need that is priority in your agri-based enterprise. And regularly revisiting and adjusting the plan based on market dynamics is crucial for our success. Okay, next, the elements of marketing planning. So market planning in financial management for agri-based enterprises involves several key elements to ensure success. So these elements that typically include market analysis. So here we try to analyze the market share, market size, market segments, our customer mix, competition influence, our competitors, and also sending groups. We need to have a better understanding in the agricultural market trends, in our consumer behavior, their demand supply dynamics, and competitors is somehow considered crucial because that is where you try to capture the same market. Sources like the USDA Economic Research Service or FAO publications often provide comprehensive market analysis reports. Next is your target market identification. So this one is that you need to define the specific customer segments or niche that the agri-based enterprise aim to serve. For example, if you are into cacao industry, your target customer are those who love chocolate, who are choco lovers, as they claim themselves. And also for those who love coffee, those coffee lovers, they really love to drink coffee. So you need to define your target market, where you aim to serve them. So this could involve the demographic, okay, geographic, where it is located. The demographic is their age, their sex, and also their generation. So you need to determine also their behavioral segments. So the academic papers by Kotler and Armstrong often cover target market identification. You may also look for that book so that you will have a better understanding on this aspect of target market identification. Next is our product positioning and differentiation. So your positioning is somehow, since there are a lot of competition in the market, it's not there might be indirect competition since nowadays the prices are going up and due to the lot of things going on in our economy. So establishing how the product or service offered by the enterprise stands out from the competitors. So Kotler's principle of marketing textbooks delve into product positioning and differentiation strategies. So that's why packaging is somehow nowadays are very important in order for you to differentiate your product in the market. And also it will give an aesthetic appeal to your customer. And then part of our marketing strategies, you need to develop a strategy to reach the target market effectively. This may include pricing strategies. So you need to determine how much is your um, break-even price, where when you sell at that price, you will just uh, you will not earn a profit, but you will not also lose. But you need to determine that so that you can be able to play or adjust in your offering. Since your competitors might also give promos, you can also adjust to lower or higher your price. This may include your pricing strategies, promotional campaigns, distribution channels, and branding initiatives. So the books like The Principles of Marketing, this is somehow very famous by Philip Kotler and Gary Armstrong, details the various marketing strategies. And then in our financial forecasting, okay? So you need to have a forecast in terms of your increase or losing, or increase of your investment or decrease in your profit. So estimating your future sales, because our agricultural product are seasonal, and revenues and costs associated with the marketing plan. Financial Management textbook by Brigham and Eckhart often covers the financial forecasting in details. And then risk analysis, assessing potential risks and what we call uncertainty associated with the market plan, and implementing strategies to mitigate this risk. So your financial risk management literature may provide insights into this aspect. And then your monitoring and evaluation, establishing metrics to track the effectiveness of the marketing plan and making necessary adjustments. So the academic journals like the Journal of Marketing often publish articles on evaluation techniques. You may be able to review some of the techniques so that you can be able to use it in on how to measure your effectiveness in your marketing approach. So the elements of marketing planning here are the suggested references and citation for your additional readings. So you need to remember, class, that citing specific sources should depend on the context and guidelines of your work or research, ensuring the proper credit to the original authors and publications. Okay, next is analyzing the industry. So we are in agri-based enterprise. Okay, we need to give a focus on that. So the field of financial management in agri-based enterprises encompasses a wide range of financial practices, strategies, and challenges unique to the agricultural industry. So here's an analysis incorporating various facets and credible references. So as part of our analysis in our industry, we need to have an industry overview of agriculture. So what are we facing in agriculture? Number one is the financial challenges. Well, agriculture faces numerous financial hurdles like unpredictable weather. There will be heavy rainfall, or even typhoon, and there will be a El Nino with a long drought, long-term drought that cause um, that will loss in our production, especially in our crop yields. And also there will be factor in price fluctuation, for example, in our rice or in onions, and seasonality of operation. This one is somehow um, major things to consider in the challenges that we face. And then capital investment and asset management. So the capital intensive nature of agriculture, for example, the investments in land, our machinery, our technology, and also the infrastructure are vital. So managing these assets efficiently is crucial for the profitability. And also risk management and insurance, the volatility in crop prices. So that's why you need to have a insurance for your crops, natural disasters, and changing government policies. And necessitates the robust risk management strategies. So the insurance product tailored for agricultural risk play a pivotal role to ensure that when these things happen, you can be able to get back in your operation. And also, as part of our financial planning and budgeting, is the long term planning for seasonal variations and also cost fluctuations and market uncertainties require a meticulous budgeting and financial forecasting so that you can be able to have a what we call the buffer in case that these things will be able to hit. Because sometimes we will have a good harvest that we can be able to generate huge amount of money. So you need to have a plan for that so that you cannot be able to spend a lot. Okay? Because you need to anticipate or mitigate the risks that are part of our industry and also the access to capital and financial institutions. Agricultural enterprises often face challenges in accessing loans due to perceived high risk and cyclical nature. Understanding financing options and building relationship with financial institutions is crucial. That's why if you well manage your operation and if you have a good financial record when you face or when you go to banks and financial institutions that you can present that and that you can present it to them that you manage very well your operation, eventually you will have a good rapport to the financial institution and with that you may have a that they can also offer you a good financial assistance and also the government policies and subsidies. So the government subsidies, tariffs, and regulatory policies significantly impact the financial landscape of agri-based enterprises. And understanding and navigating these policies are essential for financial planning. And also, nowadays, since the technology are advancing, the data analytics and precision agriculture are also vital in our overall agribusiness operation. Integration of data analytics, IoT, and AI in agriculture will improve the decision making that will make it more efficient in your decision, the resource allocation, the risk assessment, thereby impacting the overall financial outcome positively. And also, as part of your analyzing the industry, is also our emerging trends and technologies that we need to analyze. The sustainable finance and ESG practices, like for example, the growing emphasis on the environmental, the social, and governance practices is influencing the financial strategies in agriculture, impacting the investor perceptions and access to capital. And also, we do have a blockchain in supply chain financing. So the blockchain's application in supply chain financing will ensure the transparency, will reduces the transaction costs, and also to enable easier access to credit for farmers and stakeholders. So in conclusion, the financial management landscape in agri-based enterprises is multifaceted, requiring a blend of traditional financial management principles and adaptation to technological advancements and evolving market dynamics, and understanding the industry's specific challenges and leveraging innovative financial tools and strategies are critical for sustainable growth and profitability in agriculture. So take note, class, that the reference mentioned here are hypothetical, but represents the types of literature available on financial management in agriculture, encompassing various aspects of the field. So class, that's the end of our lesson in this topic. So thank you very much for being part of this lesson, and I'll see you again on our next lesson. Good day to everyone.